A few things. My back hurts, but I don't mind it, and we were never allowed to close our bedroom doors growing up. And my childhood room sits empty of anything I ever put in it, now covered with stacks of books that I stare at while diving into wonder on if they will ever find a new home, or maybe the carpet is just that. My parents insist when I come home to visit them that I sleep on the floor of their room, and if you look at the piles of books on my old bedroom floor from the right angle, your line of vision will take you to the blankets and pillows on the ground just feet away. Over the past few nights, I've noticed a peculiar occurrence with my floor bed. I begin each night square in the middle of their floor. Though each time I wake up through the brief tosses and turns on their prickly carpet, I find myself slowly inching left until I am practically wedged underneath their armoire. And I wonder how I sleep on any bed, really. How my body, which apparently has the natural stasis of trying to run left of its center, doesn't run me off of any bed I sleep on. Or maybe it does. Maybe my body falls off of my bed each night, thumps to the floor, and shakes off its dust, stares at the space between it and the sweaty indents I leave behind. And maybe it finds a perfect line of sight to stand amongst my books, watches the night unfold. My mom told me as a child that books should never go on the floor, and so I find myself confused at the storage container that all my rooms have become, the ones I live in and the ones I've escaped, and when I sleep on the floor, I don't complain about my back. There's an intimacy of going to sleep and waking up so close to the ground, of knowing your body can escape you over and over and over again, can pour out boundlessly without parameter back into the parts of the world you've forgotten to explore, and the pain in my neck feels kind of precious, honestly. Maybe the journey each night from the center of the carpet to being wedged under a slab of wood that hold my parents' clothing is an ask to be pushed away from the view of the books that watch me. To abandon the things I was told when I was younger so I can forget everything I've ever learned about needing a bed to rest my head on in the first place, so that the ground is the same as any surface and there is no need to think of where you are placing your books because we are all going to move out of this place one day anyways. And I don't mean dying. I literally mean the anticipation of what you grew up with one day not being there. And I think that's my definition of nostalgia. And before you roll across the ground to wake up in the morning, you watch the blankets like waves across your parents' floor and think how sweet it is to be so fucking washed away in the place that gave you, oh, so much to walk on in the first place. And maybe you laugh at your history of trying so hard to find yourself a grounding that you've forgotten anything about yourself to begin with. And maybe you walk into your childhood bedroom and you pick up a book. You forget what you've just remembered. You abandon it for new fiction, and you pour back onto the carpet, slowly inching left again.